that the big strength in this team comp with Fox and Falco is that you have like amazing combos on both of the characters.
Yes,
Fox and Falco can cover Fox immediately, and then those back air kick taunts on Falco can be super dangerous.
And also the fire like using Falco technically as an extension for attack phase one instead of, knock down a technical and drop stage. Falco's putting get off stage, back
especially in doubles, right? Because you can go out there without much risk, and even if they go past you, that's when your Fox is going. They can just, up smash or sort of off the end, right? So there's a lot less risk there, and that's a really big thing about like Puck versus Fox. You can kind of look at it as like single Fox covers for the
Exactly. So Artan and Asia was starting off pretty strong. Nice back air them up there. Come on off the top. And some people might be surprised why are Artan two players who aren't even ranked in the several top 100 players. They have so many good results. They play a lot of doubles. A lot of doubles. Doubles. Yeah. Artan jumped up second on the stage and now to 25. They both got a lot of both of them have a lot of experience, and because of that together, like they
yeah, and that's what's really cool about the doubles format. It's like it's like the dream, right? Like it's not about the individual parts, it's about the whole. And you can be more than the single part, right? If you have really good synergy, you can play with your friend and play all the time, and you can be really good. Outside of the main,
exactly. They've got a lot of
and that's a really nice thing about having Fox is that like sometimes you can just like go off stage when their teammate is still there and tries to get the reversal on you. So you minimize that risk in a big way because you can fly around, and so you can hit them off stage as possible and let her get the
exactly. I like that RJ was okay. That is crazy that RJ survived 2 potential SDs on Fox Fire.
Yeah, RJ just didn't really have anywhere else to go. I would like to see a little bit more from Red Team. I feel like Blue Team is doing a good job of getting into these kinds of situations where Blue Team is in the middle, splitting them up on either side. Especially when I like FD, it's kind of hard to like so I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of them trying to stop that first individual separation in the first place, just so that they don't end up in situations like this. OG is able to be on stage and try to go for those big guards, and a few of them almost didn't work out, but the fate has been on Archer's side.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, especially when you get like in these kind of situations where it's like, oh, they have 3 stars, you have 2, but the thing is, if Red Team can get a double kill, which Blue Team is both getting up there, Fox is going to be a very strong move. Of course, not going to be relevant now, but you can get the double kill and then turn it into a 2-1, so it can kind of be a little bit volatile, even if you're technically losing. But Blue Team doing a great job of just shutting that down, not getting to kill percent, and getting the kill on Falco first so that they can enter the 2v1 before Red Team.
Exactly. Kevbot kid up a game. Pretty sure Artan Asia won. I mean, they're probably going to go to Yoshi's or Stadium. My guess is they would go Stadium instead of Yoshi's because I feel like Artan specifically, I think that he benefits a lot from larger stage. Like, he definitely is a run and gun into random granny up smash, yeah. They, if you ask Zuppy, ever talk to Zuppy about it, he'll tell you a lot of tales about Artan's randy up smashes. But I'm thinking we're going to Stadium. I don't think they're Yoshi's players.
Yeah.
They don't like the chaos. They like...
Yeah, and
synchronization.
The chaos can be good against Puff in the sense that, like I was saying in the intro of this set, where you can like keep her off stage a lot, hit her away, and then obviously she's gonna die early. But that last game, like I was saying, that Blue Team had so many edge guard situations that going to a really long stage makes a lot of sense because, like, even though they were getting separated a little bit, if you can keep the Falco on stage and keep the Fox on stage and make it so that OG can't get those kills, then that's gonna be huge, right? Especially because those Fox kills are gonna be even easier on this stage, like right there. there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful sequence from Red Team. Shouts MJ.
Yeah, and even when Artan was like kind of dealing with OG Kid, was immediately cognizant of the Fox getting passed over, and so was just instantly ready. And that's one of the great things about Fox. You can be so fast that you can do both, right? You can apply pressure to one teammate and then still be ready to follow up with the other.
Exactly. And just being able to be like, it's something you don't really see too much in singles. We have to be aware of all 4 characters on the screen at the same time, and like know when you're supposed to give up, like, you know, what would be guaranteed in singles, and when you have to go for a follow, or when you need to like give up a combo or give up positioning from your opponent and go help your friends.
Yeah, and that's something that I think it's a trap that a lot of doubles, like newer doubles players that play more singles fall into, is that greed, right? Like, for example, if you have 2 edge guards on either side, the obvious answer might be, oh, you just do both edge guards at the same time and then you get 2 kills. Sounds great, right? But the thing is, if you both go to edge guard one person, your hit rate is going to go up exponentially. Versus if you both do it twice, then you might end up missing both edge guards, because edge guards most of the time are not guaranteed if you're only working with one person.
Especially against certain characters like Puff or like even Samus, where you have to like spend a lot more time, whereas like, you know, I don't know, Fox is off stage, one person covers edge, one person covers stage, and Samus is sluggishly like, skedaddling back to the side of the stage, you know, getting guaranteed edge guard. Player one.
Yeah, and I mean, that concept I think has been working out for Red Team really well here, where if they can keep OG Kid in the corner, then it's very hard for RJ to get through all of their hitboxes, you know, when the space is being so fast. And so that's given them a lot of chances to people in Kevbot. And the thing about that is that's so messed up is as Pup, you want to go in and you want to help your teammate, but sometimes they're actually baiting you to come in so that they can kill you.
Yeah.
Also, amazing sequence.
I just think it's funny watching Artan up smash and plays 5 times in a row. I can hear Zumpy laughing from Canada right now.
Hey, I mean, up smash is a good move.
It is.
Sometimes if it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it.
Exactly. Kevbot conceding the game right there. A clean double 2 stock.
Yeah. The change of scenery making a huge difference there.
Is this 3 or 5, you know?
I'm not sure. I would assume that it's 3 because this is semis, so top 6, but we'll see. Also, I don't think I'm gonna make a call based on the player cam. I didn't see them talking to each other much. I don't know if I don't think there was fair.
I don't think so. Like, it makes sense there was no communication, but then why did they not communicate?
Yeah, I think that maybe it's just because they went to such a big stage on Stadium and it wasn't really working out for them, and then they were able to get like the separations. Red Team was. So maybe they're just thinking like, oh, we can live a little bit longer, but still be able to help each other out a little bit more.
They just specified. Okay. Thank you, voice from above Zona legend.
Yes, and as soon as the voice from above said it, we actually, shoutouts to our production, it actually says it on the top.
Actually?
You know, us commentators, we're good with our voices, not with our eyes. But
true. We play Ices and Puff, we can't read.
Exactly. I'm actually dyslexic, so I'll never beat the allegation.
Well, you know, what are you going to do?
Anyway, Battlefield working out so far pretty well. I mean, you know, one of the big things that you want to pick, like the Battlefield and Dreamland, is those are kind of become the de facto floaty stages because FOD is not around. And RJ already like was the last to die, take his first stock. And even though you're technically down in terms of like percent, both of these Red Team stocks are extremely like you know, fragile right now. Fox is at such a high percent, and then Falco can die at any time.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna see that right here.
To get back to stage, and get the burn, you know, we'll take it.
Yeah, every percent matters against Puff, especially in doubles where you can get those like ping pong into Fox up air. Like being at 60%, this is Falco back air, Fox up air, and that's just, you know, that's just death.
It was exactly what you were saying too, where like they were up a pretty considerable amount, like percent-wise, but blue team got the lead again.
Yeah, it's something that well, way back in the day when Casey and I were trying to team for Riptide one time, we would always call them fake leads. You know, you're technically in the lead, but it's such a volatile position that at a moment's notice it can turn on you, and they can be in the lead again.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I like the approach. Let's do it.
Great job from RJ, just calling out that the Firefox stall was not perfect, not frame perfect, and just going there with the fair. Pretty low risk, even if you don't hit that, you just get burned. So huge play from RJ there to get that edge guard and then getting him up the rest immediately. So just blowing this game wide open. Yeah,
I mean, both Pup and Fox are in mega kill percent right now, so it could be even up pretty quickly. RJ trying to stall on the top of the stage, and neither of them contested.
Yeah, just, you know, not wanting to deal with it. I do think that there's something to be said for the thing about Pup when she's at this higher percent is that, like, if you chase her, that is kind of giving her what she wants, because at the end of the day, if you wait, ooh, that's
no way!
RJ blows the game wide open.
That's
First he gets the lead, and then now it's all gone away.
Oh, beautiful laser to save Artan from getting shine spiked.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need to hit your teammate. You just need to mess up the opponent.
Okay, big combo. What you gonna get? Actually, great DI from Kevbot off the.
Yeah. And maybe a little bit of, you know, you first, no you first kind of thing on that team combo. Neither of them wanting to go for it. But I honestly like it. You know, stay safe. Make sure you don't get reversaled and just pretty cleanly taking it.
Yeah. RJ game from that game. Like, they played it really well towards the end. But, like, especially when Kevbot was trying to, like, make it back to center stage, they were playing pretty, what is it? Artan was very in Kevbot's face, and Min was waiting to AsianOne was waiting to whip punch to see the 140%. You don't want to be the one to get one tap. But it's like
that's the thing, right? When you're in the Fox player's face, the Puff is like, okay, well I have to do something. But that's when she's actually at her most vulnerable, is when she has to drift in towards her teammate, right? Because we all know that Puff, when she's drifting away, can be very scary, right?
Exactly.
But when she's drifting in, she doesn't get that interpolation on the back air. She doesn't get like those drift mix-ups as much. So in doubles, you can really exploit that want to be with your teammate, like right here with what AsianOne is doing, with like, you know, just keeping Puff out over and over, because you know that she needs to drift in to try and reunite with her teammate.
Exactly, and Puff is most people kind of know this, but at this point, like, Puff is pretty slow in the air, honestly. Like, she's got a lot of control over her drift, but she's not very fast. So if she's trying to aggress on an opponent across the stage, she can't actually do it.
Yeah, it's way more predictable than, like, you know, a Fox running straight through everyone, or a Falcon or something like that. Like, even though she has that aerial drift, the real part about that aerial drift that's so good is that you can go back and forth. But if you have to go forward, then that makes that way more predictable.
Exactly.
But yeah, just this is kind of the part of the game where, like, you're down a little bit and you just really want to make sure that the Fox is not going to get gimped and the Puff isn't going to get comboed, because you know that Fox is at high percent, you know you can even it up. But if red team is able to get a couple stocks here, then that is going to make it much, much harder to get that lead back. So that's why you're seeing a little bit more of this, like, tempered, you know, play, a little bit safer, not going for as crazy things, because they really don't want to lose what they have going on so far, especially since this is elimination point for
exactly. You're gonna be losing, so Kevbot you gotta really dig in. You ever thought about this? I think it's, you know, 3 games in. Is there any, like, synergy in regards to, like, why Kevbot and OG are teaming? Like, I feel like I've never seen them interact once in their story together as top players.
I think that Kevbot likes teaming with Puff. I remember there was one time that that we were both at a tournament and Kevbot was DMing me about teaming. And, you know, obviously I said no because I'm fully static with Day Tripper, but I think that Kevbot just likes the comp. I think that's the biggest thing. I wouldn't be surprised if these two have practiced before, just because, you know, both like pretty prominent players. But I think Kevbot does like teaming with Jigglypuff.
Yeah, okay, that checks out. Appreciate the context.
Nice little back air string from there, but the wall of pain. And this could be pretty even if this Falco, you know, stock evaporates here. But
yeah, I've been really liking that. Speaking with like how AsianOne's using the stocks, he's been doing a lot of these air dodges off stage, and it's been tricking up both Kevbot and OG trying to recover, or trying to like catch the recovery.
Yeah. Because, you know, I don't know. Air dodging is one of those things where it's like you just never expect it, right? Because especially in doubles, you just think that they want to get on stage as soon as possible, so you wouldn't do as much of like a slower, like kind of risky option as air dodging. But that's exactly what makes it good, right? Because they're not going to expect it.
Yeah, and if they read it wrong, like if they read it, you know, like you're in lag for so long, you're going to get like, destroyed. But if you don't read it, which most people wouldn't, because it's such an unconventional option in doubles too, like. You just get back free. Yeah,
they're almost always going to be scouting that side B or that up B, right? And the invincibility obviously helps. And then, this is the thing about Puff in 2v1, is that, like, she has a really... We were talking about how she has a hard time coming in. Think about that with 2 players, right? So that's why RJ is on the ledge right now. Because if you just drift in, you're asking to get ping-ponged, you're asking to just get, like, 2v1. And so RJ is kind of, like, playing on their patience and, you know, kind of playing on their mental and being like, how about you come to me, and then we'll talk.
This is awesome.
Play that
match, baby. Play that match.
This is actually just a strat. Like, this is just the best thing you can do as Puff in 2v1, because if you're in between both of them, it's really bad, as we're seeing right now.
Yeah. It's that, you know, the clip of H-Box like popping off that Kuro posted on Twitter the other day?
Oh yeah.
And like Fiction's quote sheet of it is like, you know, H-Box isn't gonna be as aggressive. He's saying his threat is he's gonna time you out.
Yeah.
Like that's what RJ's doing right now, and it's like doing a decent job at it, but it's also like you gotta land your hits. This is that's funny.
Yeah, and I think that red team kind of showed by just like standing there, like we're not gonna fall for it, which is why RJ had to go in a little bit more. And especially now that they've lost that stock, I think they're gonna have their feet planted firmly on the ground.
Oh, 100%. RJ, you cannot do this forever, but I really would like to see them try.
I mean, he's got 3 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
you're at 129. If you get hit at all, you're dead. So, yeah.
It was a valiant effort.
I agree. I agree. And you really do have to nickel and dime just because, like, you know, it can be a little bit harder to combo Puff in singles, but she's actually, like, really perfect in doubles to combo because, like, all those spots where it's like, oh, you double jump and then hit her, and then